Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome to Untitled. This is our internet show.
Today we are talking about the dreams and what studies have come to find about them.
Yeah. So basically, dreaming is your body's way of storing all the thoughts and memories that you've gathered throughout the day and organizing all of them.
And from what I've learned, dreams can be associated with different types of stress.
Yeah.
There's not only one type of stress. Dreams basically, there are mental challenges to keep your brain active while asleep. And, well, that's why images fire off in your head while you're asleep. Because your brain needs to make sure, basically, that it's still functioning. And that's why if you're sleeping and you all of a sudden jerk awake, that's your body making sure that a certain part of your body is still alive.
Yeah.
So, if you're asleep and you start having a dream, that's basically because you took in something subconsciously, or your mind is having a hard time coping with a certain type of stress that you've been putting yourself through.
Yeah, and I was actually reading earlier about this study that came out in which, the scientists would induce, some sort of a mild pain on the person while they were asleep, and then they would describe what they were dreaming about. And, they found correlations between the pain and inducing nightmares and such.
They say, or one study that I read, that dreams or nightmares, night terrors, happen mostly in REM sleep.
Yeah.
And REM sleep is, if you haven't seen any of the sleep studies, is a type of sleep. It's basically where you're deepest in sleep. And that's when your body becomes, or your brain starts actively sorting things, basically, so they could see it in, MRIs.
Yeah.
And just altogether brain scans that they had while people were sleeping.
Yeah. And, of course, we're not going to have an episode about dreams without mentioning lucid dreaming, which is, a state that some people get to where you can control the dream, basically. And there's supposed to be millions of different products and stuff that can induce lucid dreaming, but they're all just kind of fake.
Yeah, the only way that scientists have discovered that you can actually force yourself into a lucid dream is when you're in REM sleep, they'll wake you up, and for some reason, when you go back to sleep, that can initiate a type of lucid dream that is apparently more realistic, and they thought that it might be a way to use virtual reality in the future.
That'd be pretty interesting. Now, I was reading a list from some of the most common dreams that people have, and some of these are just, ridiculous. One of them is, your teeth in your dream will just start, falling out of your mouth. Just for no reason. There's other ones, such as, appearing nude in a public place, being abandoned or humiliated, pregnancy or childbirth, being abandoned or humiliated, but, I try to look up why we dream like this, and if there's any sort of emotion that correlates with them, but I really couldn't find anything.
The only thing that they have between dreams and emotions or connecting to each other in ways is how you feel at the time that your subconscious picks up whatever it does to send you into that certain type of dream. So if you're under some type of stress and you have a dream about something, it might correlate towards that type of stress.
Yeah.
and it is a sign that you need to cut down on it. And that's another thing they came to. Stress is self-bringing. If you're under a lot of stress from like work or something, it's only because you put yourself under that type of stress. You may have like a work project that needs to be done tomorrow and you're only halfway done with it. The only reason you have that stress, according to a study that was done in the 1990s at some point, I think it was 1998, but they did it in 1998, and the results were the only reason you felt that type of stress was because you saw it as that type of stress.
Yeah.
And they took one type of stress. They took there's personal stress and there's business stress. They've just chopped it up into different types of stress, categories of stress. For like personal life has like 3 different subtypes of stress, and the business stress, they took one which was sorting out a financial aid thing, and the dude they did it on didn't finish it, and then they replaced him with a different dude who said he finished that project completely. He had done a great job, and they switched him over to a different type of stress, which was getting somewhere stress, like transfer stress, which is, it's specified as location stress, but the dude had to get to a certain place at a certain time, and he was still under stress about the previous worked project. And that is basically the results of what happened out of that little stress test.
I don't have much more to say, except for I don't know. There's a lot of things that like people don't know about sleep. People think that sleep is kind of just like a waste of time. Like a lot of people, mainly people in college or people that work a lot of hours, they tend not to sleep as much, and they don't think much of it until they start feeling the effects of sleep deprivation. And I feel that like some people don't know how serious that is. Like you can die faster from sleep deprivation than you can from food deprivation.
Sleep
is just super important. What'd you do?
It was telling me it was going to restart, and I'm just like, really? Really? All right. So, sleep isn't just there. It has actual uses. It's there so that your mind can cope with reality, basically.
Yeah.
And if you don't sleep, you're basically going to shut down. And it's not going to be a choice. It's going to be either relax and sleep for a while, or you're just going to shut down. You're never going to wake up again. So, if you're having problems sleeping, relax. If you're getting stressed over a certain topic, relax. Relaxation is absolutely necessary if you're ever going to be a productive human being.
Yeah.
Being a productive human being does not only mean work. Each person has to have a personal life, otherwise they'll just start shutting down. They won't have anything else to do.
Not to mention, if you're not sleeping enough, you tend to get sick more because your immune system isn't working as hard as it could be. So it's going to be easier to get sick. You're just going to feel terrible all the time.
And sleep isn't only mental. Sleep is also good for your heart, your lungs, everything there, because you're completely relaxed. It's not making your heart pump any harder. It's not making you breathe hard. It's only just sleep and silence. That's it.
So I guess the moral of this episode is go the fuck to sleep.